On today's episode of Make Something Look Better Than It Is, we take this average living room and turn it into something more cinematic and moody. Stay tuned to find out how. Wow, that felt cheesy. Did it sound cheesy? It felt cheesy. What's up guys, Matty B here and welcome to No Going Back. Today we've got a different video and it's more of behind the scenes of what it's like for me shooting some of these scenes I shoot. My goal today was to create something moody and cinematic, but unfortunately I had a very bland, boring living room to work with. As you can see, wasn't much to work with. However, we did get there in the end. So let's go through and see exactly how we got there. For me personally, the key to any good shot is finding a way to focus on the subject, draw the viewer's eye and attention towards that detail, but also separate that subject off the background. So the first step in this process was pulling the couch off the back wall. The next step was finding a way to create a bit of interest in the composition and the framing. So I opted for a lower shot with the subject on the right third with a lot of leading line and leading space. I used what interesting things I found in the background on the walls to try and make it look a little more interesting. And then I brought in a bedside table and a lamp as a practical background light to just light the background in the set. The next step was getting a way to separate the subject off the background. For that, I used a little hair light. And that I used the same color temperature as the practical background light so that it was motivated and seemed to be coming from the lamp in the background. After that was getting a key light. Now for this, I wanted the subject to look like he was watching TV. So that meant a little LED panel to mimic the look of a TV light. And I had my beautiful girlfriend waving something in front of that light to make it look like the flicker you would get from a TV. The final piece of this puzzle was the spotlight. Now hopefully once you've seen the video this will all make sense and it worked out beautifully. If not, oh well. But the idea behind that was I needed a motivated spotlight to come on at a certain point in time. For that I used a little LED panel tucked into the corner. As you can see, the shot works. The sequence cuts together quite nice and it makes sense. That's what I was going for. And it's pretty good considering what I had to work with to begin with. But this is just another example of how something small and simple can be made to look cinematic and moody and interesting with just a few simple changes in the set dressing and the way you light it. Behind me I've got the setup for where I'm doing the little gear up montage, which is basically a nod to any Batman film I've ever watched. I love those films and as such I wanted to pay a little bit of homage in my gear up montage. It essentially just involved hanging a black sheet up in the kitchen and putting two lights with two different color temperatures opposite one another. But that's not the only little nod in this sequence. There are a few other nods to more apocalyptic style films like 28 Days Later. It's a really fun sequence to make actually. I hope you guys enjoy it. Behind me we have my Batman gear cupboard, which is basically just a shelf in the pantry with a black sheet thrown on it, my camera gear stacked on it, and a tiny little light hidden in the corner with a hat on it to act as a barn door to sort of shape the light as best I can. But I urge you to check out the video this is from. It was a lot of fun to make and I think you'll really enjoy it. So go check it out guys. Let me know if you have any comments, but until next time, I'm Matty B and be kind to one another.